Hey there, today we're going through SCM work. So we're looking at torticollis, kinked necks, basically neck pain to one side of the neck, a wry neck. You might get that from sleeping the wrong way, from having an open window, from falling asleep in a chair, and from dominating, turning your head one way. Maybe ergonomically you're not set up at the computer and you have to turn your body and kink your neck regularly, or for some kind of neck work like if you just have weird habits like Keenan. Okay, so we're gonna go through, you've already loosened up basic, massage for the lymph. Sorry, all this hair. So we've opened up with the effleurage already, right? You've already petrissaged this area, small circles.
2 for 2.
Sorry. I'm not starting this over, so settle down. Peanut gallery. Okay. So, listen, people pay for this. The next video is gonna have my son with duct tape across his mouth.
Help.
Okay. So we've done all that work already and loosened up, and now we're looking at sternocleidomastoid. It's your contralateral neck rotator. So SCM, it attaches to the clavicle and to the sternum. So there's the sternal notch and the clavicle, the collarbone. And then it also attaches the mastoid process. So sternocleidomastoid, contralateral neck rotator, it does this. So if you have a kinked neck, you only need to work on one side. That's really important. So if one side is too tight, the other side is too long. I'm pulling on your hair, sorry. Okay, anyways, here we go. I'm gonna gently turn the head over. If they don't know what you're doing, if you haven't done neck work with them before, as you sneak your hands under nice and gently, rotate one way before you slightly lift and rotate the other way. That'll avoid if they've had issues with their neck before, whether they've had, what are neck issues that are whiplash, if they've been strangled, then they might be apprehensive to neck work. And so just go really slowly, kind of gingerly guide them through what you're doing. So I'm going to turn your neck and work on one side of it. I'll encourage you to relax and not engage your muscles. I'll turn it slightly to the left before turning to the right. Something like that the first time. So my other hand is settled under his, essentially I'm covering his ear. So he can't hear a thing out of that ear. So if you got this one covered up, there's no point in talking to them. They won't hear anything. I've made that mistake. It's kind of fun. Okay, I'm going to keep going. So we've effleuraged. We're always going to open up by warming the tissues up. Encourage relaxation. Introduce touch to that area. Increase circulation. So after we've gotten a good stretch and a good effleurage, I went into my petrissages, which you might start halfway down the neck, working the posterior aspect, those splenius capitis, and a little bit of the SCM at the top there. As I get about halfway down the neck, I just flip my 4 fingers over and come from the sternum, from that breastbone, and make your way laterally outside towards the inner armpit, and just give it a few pulses in there for lymphatic drainage. And then you can shrug the deltoids and maybe SCM up the upper traps and up the back of the neck muscles. So we've got semispinalis right off the neck, semispinalis capitis. And the splenius capitis. Capitis means head. And then your SCM, sternocleidomastoid. So sternocleidomastoid has a great pressure point to release it. And once you've worked all the tissues like this and warmed them up, you can trigger a pressure point if people like that. And it's about an inch inwards from the bottom of the earlobe and maybe 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch down. Essentially, it's the middle of the big wad. So maybe I'll engage his muscle first, just to show you that definition of how you can find it if you're not sure where it is. So Keenan, I'll get you to push up at a 45-degree angle into my hands. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. And I'm going to take the head and stretch it the other way. Suddenly I found that I've went right into hold and release technique. But this will define the muscle, so I'll show it again. So as I resist, go ahead, Keenan, up, 6, right in here, 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. I don't know if you can see that in the video so well, but hopefully you can. There's a nice exaggeration to the upper traps. You can see that stretch happening through there, hey? So I'm just holding down on the shoulders and my bottom hand is pulling his head the opposite way. It's a really nice stretch. And I'll stay in there for a round or two of breath until I find his breath settles, till he starts relaxing into this new length. And then this last time I can trigger that pressure point that I was showing you. So you can trigger it while you're in a hold and resistance technique. Essentially, it's almost like doing active inhibition, where you're putting the muscle into action and you're asking it to go through resisting your action. All right, that's enough of that stretch. So it's right here that I'll be pushing as I do the hold and resistance. Again, I could just push like this now. And on his inhale, I would ease off and soothe, and with progressive pressure, do 2 more times and stretch it out in between and at the end. But I'm going to do it this time with the hold and resistance on the last of the 3 hold and resistance to the SCM for a kinked neck. So push up when you're ready, Keenan. And again, he can't hear, so I'll open up my fingers so that his orifice of the ear is exposed, the auricular is exposed, so he can hear. All right, when you're ready, 6, 5, 4, 3, and I come in with fingers. He says, yeah, which is too much pressure, and I ease off and relax. And as he relaxes, I just start to vibrate in that area to encourage deeper relaxation to that big wad of muscle, or its attachment to the cranium, to the base of the skull. And then I can go ahead and soothe, soften, and invite a little length in there. Grab the base of the occipital with the base of your fingers and just give it a good pull, lean back, and stretch that out. As I hold that with my bottom hand, I don't know if you can see, but my fingers are actively holding this length, the new length. I'll go ahead and push down and depress the shoulder. So again, just as a little highlight, what we did was hold and resistance technique. Essentially, it's a Thai technique you can use all over the body. For a kinked neck, you're only doing it to one side because it's the kink side, it's the compressed side. So the other side actually needs to be strengthened because you're dominating with one side. So maybe, for example, maybe he's right-handed, which he is. And so the other side, you'd be looking more at strengthening techniques to it, whereas maybe they would hold a weight in their hand and up, down. It's not that I wouldn't massage it, I just wouldn't do that technique to it. So I can bring it back to balance, and just so that they feel like there's balance, you can, sorry, caught his hair there, I can lift up and go ahead and do the other side, but I would just do it with the effleurage, with the petrissage. There's no need to do that stretch and resistance work to this side, nor any pressure point work. I hope that was clear. Yeah, give me some feedback.
Pulling my hair.
Oh my God, this wingy hair
pull it all
thing.
the time.
Sorry. Okay. Well.
Jesus.
Ah,